Football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. Download the app today and sign up with promo code OOO to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code TRIPLEO. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog. Make picks. Win money. Must be 18 and up, 19 and up in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 and up, and in Colorado for some games, 21 and up in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and must be present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details.
Welcome into Paul Catalina's Top 5. Still over here for construction reasons, at least for this week. We'll see what happens next week. But exciting things are coming to the studio here at 365 Sports. And, of course, we're brought to you by Flag Anthem. Questions I need answers to, Big 12 edition. I'll jump into other conferences as we go along. I thought I would start in the Big 12 since our audience probably a little more Big 12-centric. Number 5, and this could be good news for Baylor this weekend if he decides to continue not to do it. Now, he did have 75 yards rushing last week, which is a season high, but why won't Avery run? Why? What are they doing with that offense right now that doesn't allow for the most athletic quarterback in the Big 12 to not be his natural self? Yes, I know you had to develop him as a passer, but he's looked herky-jerky all year and indecisive. I say you got a Lamborghini, you drive it fast. You don't buy it for those other features. You buy it to go fast, and they've got to let him be a Lamborghini and not an SUV. Right here. They've had him driving people to soccer practice all year, and that's not working. So right now, you're a Lamborghini, Avery. Be a Lamborghini. Number 4, how does Coach Prime shake things up? The talent on this roster is certainly less than it was a year ago. And I read an article today about the portal in regards to North Carolina, and one of the comments I saw about it was, this is not Deion Sanders' 2023 portal anymore, where he pulled in guys like Travis Hunter and his son and, the other wide receivers like Will Shepherd and all that. The portal is different now because of revenue sharing. Well, he certainly found that out in the offseason, and he's going to have to build this team a little bit more through high school recruiting than he did in the past. But how do you shake things up with this roster this year? I'm not sure that you can, outside of maybe changing the play caller, taking a new strategy on defense. Those are questions. There's a lot of questions about Colorado, but this one might be, how can you develop your team? How does Juju Lewis get better to be the starting quarterback next year? How does Jordan Seaton get better to be one of the best starting left tackles in the league? How do your young players get better throughout the year and then see what you can win? Because right now, this is not a Colorado team that really scares anybody like they did a year ago. Number 3, does Baylor have enough talent on defense to improve? I actually think that they do. I think that they've got a lot of athleticism and a lot of skill over there. I think they may make some scheme tweaks. I worry about their size up front, but for the rest of their schedule, they will be playing teams that are not generally much bigger than them. So they should be able to maybe counteract that better than they have in the early part of the season, playing some of the better teams on their schedule. It was so front-loaded that maybe now they can kind of adjust to that. But Dave Aranda needs some answers, and I think Part of it is a little bit of talent and depth on defense, and part of it is just they need maybe a bit of a scheme shakeup because I think they've been figured out a little bit. But they've got some good linebackers. Keaton Thomas, a good player. They've got defensive backs that can run all over the place. They've just got to put them in better spots to get those big plays. Number 2, can West Virginia improve without a Rich Rod quarterback? How do you get through this year without a true Rich Rod super athletic guy? How do you make that happen? I think you work on everything else. I think you work on making sure that your defense can hold people in check. I think you make your running backs, your wide receivers, your offensive line that much better, and you deal with what you can deal with. Because there's not going to be somebody, unless one of their freshmen on the roster just all of a sudden the light comes on. But they don't have a true Rich Rod quarterback. How do you win without that? You can tell with Nico Marchiol this year, it just wasn't a fit in the offense. And then Jalen Henderson is a good enough athlete, but he's not really a quarterback in the classic sense of the word, even in a Rich Rod offense that doesn't ask the quarterback to do things in a traditional offense. So we'll see there. And number 1, can Cincy hang in the race? Do they have the dogs and the talent and the depth to hang in this race all year? If they beat Iowa State tomorrow, that I think is a big indicator that they can, because the schedule is going to ebb and flow throughout it, but they've got a quarterback in Brendan Swarsby who seems to get better each and every week. So can Cincy hang in the race? I think the answer is going to be yes, but we're going to see this weekend, even if they lose to Iowa State, if that is an all-out tussle, then I do think that Cincy shows they can hang in the race. We've got the Carnival coming up. New name for it right after this.